Big news out of Athens, Georgia. ZACHARIAH Branch has committed to the University of Georgia Bulldogs. That's right. The Dogs have made a big splash in the transfer portal, going after a position of real need this season during the offseason, given the losses that they're going to sustain through people, running out of eligibility or jumping into the portal. And the Dogs saw that need and addressed it by adding ZACHARIAH Branch. Now, if you don't know who that is, he was a former 5-star player in the 2023 cycle coming out of high school and the number 7 player overall in the nation. He is an instant impact kind of guy. He was a 2023 freshman All-America for the USC Trojans. And in that season, he averaged 21 yards per punt return and had a touchdown. And he averaged 18 yards per kickoff return and had a touchdown. He didn't return the ball as many times at kickoff in 2024, but you can see from those numbers just what sort of electric and dynamic playmaker this young man is. During his time out there with the Trojans, over the course of 2 seasons at wide receiver, he had 78 catches for 823 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he clearly is a productive player, but more than that, the thing that jumps off the page to me about ZACHARIAH Branch is just how explosive he is. He is an absolute game changer who can turn the game in one play. When you watch him on tape, he just looks different than everybody else. The first time I saw him play for the Trojans, I saw him take a kick back to the house, and I thought, man, I wish Georgia had a player like that on their roster. Now they do. He's officially a Bulldog. Hopefully, this will make Georgia's special teams units more dangerous immediately, make them lethal again in the return game. Because I have been begging for it for years. It doesn't make any sense that Georgia's not better in the return game, given the kind of athletes they have on the field. But when you have a difference maker with a skill set like Branch has, those chances go up exponentially. Now, how is this going to impact Georgia heading into 2025? Clearly, he's coming in here because it is an area of need for Georgia. They absolutely needed an X receiver. They needed more slot receivers. They need guys to make plays for them. You could see it in the 2024 season. You could see it in the 2024 postseason. They need a guy like ZACHARIAH Branch. Now, on special teams, like I said, he makes them immediately more dangerous. Every time he touches the ball, he's the kind of guy that can take it to the house in space at wide receiver. He's the type of body with a type of skill sets that both can create space in his routes, short, intermediate range routes, but he has the speed to take the top off the defense too, which can only help the run game, as well as that middle of the field stuff that Georgia likes to do with their tight ends. You get him in space, you run him to space, put the ball in his hands, and let him go to work. The kind of twitch and explosion that Branch has automatically makes him the most explosive player on the Georgia Bulldogs roster right now, today. And that is only going to get better once he learns what he's doing inside the Georgia system between now and the beginning of the 2025 season. The very thing that makes him great as a route runner and as a special teams player in the open field is also something that makes him dangerous in the run game. So not only can Georgia throw it to him, but they can use him on jet sweeps, pop passes, quick slants, all those sorts of things. But especially in that run game action, Branch is just as much a weapon as anybody that the Dogs have had in recent years. And this immediately gives something that the Bulldogs gives them something they don't have and they haven't had, especially since Ladd McConkey left. And McConkey was different than Branch, but they also have some similarities. I think Branch's top end speed is a little bit better, but McConkey may have been a little bit better in short spaces. But they both have phenomenal skill sets, and I expect huge things from ZACHARIAH Branch in a Bulldogs uniform. So there it is, the big news. ZACHARIAH Branch commits to the Bulldogs. They automatically got better and more dangerous today with this commitment. Go Dogs!
Told them, how about them fucking dogs? That's what I told them.